Hello, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here. Now this one's been a long time in the coming. I ordered on day one of this Kickstarter, and that was the Alleyman'sTarot. It arrived approximately 2 weeks ago from the date of making this video and uploading. I haven't had much time to play with it because it's a deck that needs a little bit of attention and you do need to spend some time with the book. This is the deck that came with a different card from different Kickstarters and other various decks that he was able to get copies of cards from to make the deck. So every back, I believe, is different. Now, if you don't like your backs being different, you're not going to like this deck, and it really won't be for you. I enjoyed this concept because it just meant that, you can mash up a bunch of decks of your favorite cards. It kind of broke down that taboo barrier, and you can have a deck that reads really well. Now, there are some cards in this deck that I already own the main decks for, so that was nice to have knowledge of some of the creators and the items in the deck. But let's have a look and see what it comes with. So my deck came with, I had the 5 booster packs, which are over here. It came with a coin from the Alleyman. If we can get it out. So 13th. Now we have Fate on the back. So we have the coin. I cannot remember how many cards actually come in this deck because there are so many to choose from. So that's that. Let's talk about the box very quickly. The box, I'm pleased to say, is big enough to hold all of the cards. So this doesn't just hold one deck. This has been designed to take the entire count of cards. And if you pack them sensibly, you can get the leftover deck, the booster packs of cards in, and then you can get your decks in on top. It does need, I need to put something there to pull it out. So it's a 2-parter. Pulls out that way. Attention to detail as always, and then we have blue brick inside the box. So I might just keep it open slightly over there to stack my bits in a second. And it comes with a really nice bound book which tells you about the cards, but this doesn't tell you the cards from the creators' perspectives. So this has sort of little post-it note-esque imagery inside, and it tells us the cards that are in the deck, and then we start with the full. So what the footnote here is, personally I believe in giving the cards to the person being read. So I know it's not economical, but that's how I've always done it. Do a reading, find the card that matters most to them and give it to them. So they remember. That's probably why I'm picking up new cards wherever I see them. And that's probably the concept of this deck. So we start with the Fool, which was made by Melissa Gall, and it's the Rubber Ducky Tarot, which is this one here. And as we go through the deck in this book, so he does a deck in order, and I use the word a deck. And he goes through. We have the a number of death cards in here for you to pick through, so you can pull out the one that you want. And as you go through the deck, as we get to the back of the book, we have these little borders. So when we come up, let me just get that. Okay, so if you want to learn these ones, you have the Undaunted, the Empty, the Traitor, the Performer, the Thing Among Reflections, and the final card. So there we go, so we have 138 cards potentially within that deck. And I haven't done it like that. I've kind of done my own thing, which I think many people have. So I'd be curious to know how many of you have done the same deck as me, actually. Then we have the Alleyman's little drawings, how to make spreads, helping you to interpret them. And spreads that he's designed, like the highs and lows. the slant spread, or that could also be known as a star spread, or I mean, there's so many. Here we have the thoughtful shit spread. So we have that, and then we'll come to the bit that I was talking about. So then we have these coloured borders, and what these are doing are they are telling us that we're now into one of the extension packs, as I am understanding the way this book works. So then we have the cards that are in, say, Expander Pack 1 with the little green borders. We have Expander Pack 2 with the maroony leaves. 2. Expansion Pack 3 with the little kittens. And Expansion Pack 4 with the little blue robots. And then the 5th expansion pack doesn't have any pages because it's blanks. And then I have a piece of art there as well to go with the deck for the final story. So that's the book. As I said, I've already pulled this out and I've played with it, so I've actually messed up everything. So I can't open this up and show you it as it comes in order. What we can do is have a look at what's left. So if we start with the expansion packs. So when I say blanks, I mean blanks. They are blanks, so you can draw your own cards if you want to. And then the backs are different. A bit like wallpaper selections, if you ask me. But some of them, like maybe those 3, you could actually just use as they are as backs for your own version of an oracle deck. So that is the blank booster pack. Then we have a booster pack number 1. Again, I don't know if I've got all the cards back in here or not, but let's bring you down rather than me bringing the cards up. So 5 of mirrors. We have a lover's card in here. Yeah, that's from a different pack. As I say, I've definitely messed them up because I kept rearranging the deck as I want it. I like this card. Your mentions, 10 of attention. That's a great 10 of swords. Justice. We have an 8 of pentacles. The last round. There's an old traditional devil. It's a strength card. The Empress. That's a good tower. That is funny actually. I don't think I've paid much attention to that one. So there we have expansion pack number 1. Let's have a look in what's left of number 2, or what made it back into number 2. High Priestess. We have a death card. A page of curses. Judgment. It's a very traditional judgment. We have an undead. I like the colourway on that one actually. And the time machine. So is that your Wheel of Fortune? Or a chariot? Whichever you want it to be. That's the other great thing, because if I'm not familiar with some of the names, the cards, the visuals, so I can turn them into whatever I want them to be, which is the good thing about this deck. Here we have a Joker, 5 of Cups, 7 of Cups, a relic. Anyone else remember mixtapes? 4 of Wands. I like the colours in that one. Don't really get this 6 of Swords, but I know I've seen a deck like this. I think it might be this deck. It's very beautiful. People do really enjoy working with it. The Hand of the Hunter, Totems, Connections and Faith. With the Black Hole, the Hawk Moth, Wound Man, 27 or 7 of Clubs letter. Clubs, spades, sorry, 7 of spades. We have a great kind of death card there, like sat around waiting. And the final pack, here we have our Queen of Ravens. That's so what do you see when you look at that? I mean, it could be a great strength card. Queen of Strays. Here we have the Publishing Goblin that's made it into the deck, so you could choose to put him in. So these two to me are Towers, Lightning in a Bottle. We have a Chariot. I'm sorry. I'm glad I don't own this deck. And I'm sure that deck is glad I don't own it. No offense to the creator. And then here are some of the cards that haven't made it into my deck. Rubber Ducky. So that was the full of what was planned to be the original deck. Hasn't made it. So you can see as I've gone through these in order, they've just not come through. Here we have some of the death cards. Now some of these are amazing and they've just not made it because I only need one in the deck. But I've got a whole bunch to swap in and out of. I mean, I do really enjoy this one. I love the red, yeah, kind of raw red, the kind of vibes it gives off. But this would also make a good tower card maybe. This one's great fun. I like it. Stay for a good time, not a long time. So as I said, there were 13 death cards within the actual deck itself. So here we have a tower that didn't make it into my selection. Here we have another death card. This one was one that was on my in my pile because I liked it. And then we have this lovely Judgment. The World. Horizon. This is a Sun card for anyone who's not familiar with this particular. As you can see, number 19. Queen of Wands. The backs to that deck is beautiful. And we have some kind of like runes as well within some of the cards. And I'll be honest, not every card in here I'm familiar with, nor, you know, so the thing among reflections, I'm not sure if this is like a, because you've got like your devil card there, is this like a swords card? Is this one of the mental swords cards? But, you know, it doesn't quite hit with me at the moment, so this one's not, again, not in my deck. We have the High Priestess. I do own this deck. We have the House of God, which is very similar to the Tower card that we had already. We've got lots of sort of old, like original tarot cards from what looks like the Italian Renaissance era. And we have, with the gilded backs, so the Sforza, Visconti Sforza. But it's nice to have all these different archetypes. So it means that my deck isn't cohesive, but it does mean that I have lots of other things to look at within the decks and to play, to play on. And as many have said, it's like having a different deck every day to play with because all the cards are different, or most of the cards are different. And that one comes double-sided. So you can see there is a real big diverse or diversity in the cards here. The weird ass mystical shit. Some of them just make you laugh. They're really quite humorous. King of Coins. So I'm sure you're recognising many of the decks as I'm going through. Oops. I'm just coming towards the end now. Eight of Cups. Keeper of Swords. I don't know what deck this is from. I haven't looked it up. I haven't checked to see what it is, whether this is a Three of Swords or if it's meant to be an Ace of Swords in particular. But as it says Keeper of Swords, I quite liked it as an Ace of Swords. And I rather enjoyed the back on that because I do like stained glass windows. So it was in my deck temporarily as my ace, and then it came back out. So I'll put that there just so we can see what we picked instead. So those are the cards that didn't make it. And the backs are variety. These are perhaps more playful than some of the ones that were in the expander packs. Lots with mirrors on the back, I noticed. So there's definitely that kind of element of reflection going on with the cards. And then what you can see is we have some gilded edges in there as well. And the only thing about gilded edged cards are they are bigger than the rest of the ones in the pack. So I don't know if I can show this. I'll try it that way. So if you can see, it's not quite cut straight. And then again on the edges. So it's all the gilded ones do seem to stick out slightly further on the edges. Anyway, it's not a big deal. So what did we get? Here we go. Here is my deck. Here's the deck that I made with all the cards. And I've even put in an index card to start with. This I thought was really amusing. Draw 3 cards from anywhere. If they do not bring you happiness, put them back where you found them and draw 3 more. You may repeat this as many times as you'd like. If any of the players are looking or feeling left out, share some with them. I just thought that sums up some tarot, doesn't it? I don't like that card. I'm putting it back. I'll keep pulling until I get the one I want, because we don't always want to hear the message that we're being given. So I think that's just really funny. So it's from Hypothetic Cards. And here's the Fool that I picked over the Rubber Ducky. Magician. This is the High Priestess that I went for. So much going on in there, I love it. The Empress. This is the one I picked. It's still not the one I'd like to settle on, so I might even choose something else for the Empress or draw one on one of the blank cards. We have the Emperor for me. So as I said, I've put this deck together in ways that I recognise the cards and how I see them. So this is my Hierophant. I have kept this one as the Lovers. There was a second card, I can't remember what it was, but I chose this one. I just like the aspect of this one. And here's my Chariot. So it's another card that's not named, but I just like the fact, so there's an alleyway going to who knows where. So there's doors everywhere, there's lots of things to entice you. You really do need to know where you're going when you set out on this route. So this is that's my Chariot. We have the Strength card. I think I put this one in, took it out, put it back in, took it out, put it back in. Here we have one that I've had to doctor because I didn't like it. I'm not sure that I like it still. I need to do more to this one. So it's a black and white card with one red detail, which is the rope or the umbilical cord or the cord of life, depending on what you want to call it. And I decided it needed more, and the back was just again the red, black and white. So I have added some yellow and some green, and that's what I've done here. I've added the yellow and I've added all the green touches to the eyes to make it more appealing, really, for me, so that I find it visually more appealing. Wheel of Fortune. Very balanced Justice. This is the Hanged Man that I chose. I do visually love this Death card, so that one or that one. I went with this one in the end. We have the Temperance. Again, that's another card I may well switch out because it's the only one so far I think that I found, unless I see something else that looks like a Temperance. So I shall have a look. Otherwise this one might get coloured in. Deals in the Dark for the Devil. And I like the back of this one as well. So for me, either could potentially be your Devil. But I like the Deals in the Dark. Here we have the Star. Love the Moon card. I love the deck that this comes from. I don't own the deck, but it is one that I would potentially consider purchasing. I think there's a price tag attached to it, and as many of you know, I have a love of somebody else, so that one didn't make it into my money box. The Sun. And then this is the Judgment that I chose rather than the traditional one with the trumpets. And I like the fact that we have the souls or skeletons of past in the waters there. And here's the World that I chose. Okay, so Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Three of Cups. Don't like this, the cups, they're all a bit black and white. This one I really don't like. I'll do something to that one. And this one I don't like particularly, so I'll do something to that one to brighten them up a bit. And just to add more of my own energy into the deck, really. Here we have a Six of Cups. Am I right? Yep. Lost count myself. It's just a little bit amusing and a bit weird. And then the 7, that's the 7 I chose. Eight of Pentacles, I'm guessing is a water card, so I've put it in as a cups. Also, the other place I was thinking was Tentacles, Pentacles, but I decided cups is a better place for it. And it's a little bit suggestive as well, isn't it? The old octopus tentacles there. And this one, don't have a second for this one in the deck, so I'll have to see what we do with that one. 10 of Cups, I thought that was quite clever. 10 of Cups. This is one I've chose for the Page of Cups, which I think is a really beautiful card actually. My Knight, the Queen that made it into this one, and Roy, King Roy. Here's the Ace. So you can see I was a bit unsure which one I wanted. I still might put this one back in because I don't know, there's something about that one that doesn't quite gel with me yet. We have our Two of Swords, Three of Swords, another Meh card. That's our 4, 5, 6, 7. Not sure about this one either. 8, 9, 10. Brilliant page, because you can be a beginner of your journey at any time, and this sort of has a sort of wrinkly old feel to it for me. You might all disagree, but just for me it shows that as you go through life you always become a page at some point. This deck, okay, this is the reason why I bought this deck. I was so gutted when I missed out on this deck on Kickstarter and then discovered they had a card in this tarot, but I really do wish I bought this deck. The King of Swords, There's our Ace. Pentacles, 2, 3. So there are very traditionals again. 4, 5. That one makes my eyes go funny, hence the reason pixelated. 6 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. I don't know, I'm just like, why? 9 of Clocks. And there's a 10. It's another, but we know what it is. It does what it says on the box. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Rings. The Comforter is who I've chosen as my Queen of Pentacles. And there's our King of Pentacles. Then with the Wands. I like the colour and the detail in this one. This one, I don't know, I was looking at it, there's a bit too much black really for me to know what to do, but I do want to do something, so I might actually add the grapes. And I might see if I can put some gold, get a very fine gold pen or something. I'm not going to buy anything new, it'll be what I've got in my stash to brighten up down here as well. But I'll see what happens with that one. There's our 5, very standard. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, page, knight, queen. She's got a sunflower. And the King of Wands. So those are the cards that made it into my deck. And again, all the backs. So there's going to be some backs in there, some decks in there that many of you will recognise for yourselves. That's that one. And then the other thing that I've done is I've started to create a, I guess what many people might refer to as a dark oracle. So we had the Night Owl. I have the Builder. I quite like this one. I was considering using it as a page or a knight as well. Was the other way I was thinking of using this one. So I have the Builder. The Happy Squirrel. So this one went in and out. This was going to be my strength card. Then I took it out, then I put it back in. And then I have the other strength card in its place. So there were those two that I was in between, but I could otherwise use it as the Happy Squirrel. We have the Bogeyman. I think that's a great one for stirring us. This lady is, if you can read that, the Payman, King of Subjection. So I'll need to read up on her to see how I'm going to use her. This one is the Fear card. So it's really quite dark and provoking. We have the Black Moon, the Dark Sun, a form of moon. I'm not sure which is front or back actually. Is that the front? I don't know, but I've popped it in that way around, so I have a full moon to go with my dark moon. We have the Storyteller, the Gloaming, the Alleyman. Now I was looking at everything going on here, so I was thinking of potentially the world, or because of all the coins in his hands, a king of discs. Then we have the end of the story card, the Albright, and the man with the name that I can't pronounce. So those are the start of an oracle deck that I'm putting together, and how I use it and work with it, time will tell. Okay, that was a really long flip through of the Alleyman. Thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. And maybe in about a year's time, I'll give you a full update on how I'm getting on with this deck. Take care. Bye-bye.